Hello everyone! Welcome to the finale video of my Trial of Ascension series, in which I show you guys the strategies that I use to beat the boss floors for this Trial of Ascension rotation. So today we are on floor 100, and without further ado, let's get into the strategy. So I'm going to show you guys the first two waves and the boss because, in my opinion, the first two waves are quite challenging. I thought that I'd be able to complete this whole TOA with one team, and that team was Vendetta, Vero, Bella, Bernard, and Shannon, but that team didn't quite work on this floor because this is a different boss that I'm not familiar with, but I am now because I beat it. So, last rotation's boss was a guy boss, and his strategy is quite different from this girl boss, and her name is Lyrith. So I had tried to pass the first two waves a couple of times, and I ended up dying a lot, and I went to Reddit and did some research and discovered that I needed a DPSer. So I looked at my monsters, and I had fused Sig a while ago, so I decided to go with Sig, and a lot of people were recommending him as a good option, so I ended up 6-starring him and putting my best Fatal Blade runes on him. He's attack, crit damage, attack, and I finally made a rune plus 15 on Sig. He has my first plus 15 runes. I think I made his 2, 4, and 6 plus 15. So I'm going to put all of my stats in the description below. It's going to be an Imgur link in case you guys are curious, because I am sort of a new player. I'm not really sure when I'm going to stop saying that, but I've been playing for about 4.5 months or so now. So my runes aren't the best, and I'm like fairly free to play. I've only spent $25 so far. So just in case you guys were wondering, my runes aren't the best and I'm still able to beat this, so it's definitely doable if you guys don't have the best runes. So I guess I'll get into the strategy for the first wave. So for this wave, what I wanted to do was to kill the two occult girls, the Annabelles, first, and then focus on the Junos. And while I was killing the occult girls, I wanted to keep the Junos stunned. So basically, you don't want to apply more than one debuff to the Junos. If they have more than one debuff when they take their turn, like after their attack bar fills up and they're ready to take a turn, if they have more than one, they're going to remove all of their debuffs, they're going to heal themselves for 15% per debuff, and they're going to heal their allies for 10% per debuff removed, just from the Juno itself. So eventually, when you narrow it down to like 1 or 2 Junos, you're gonna be forced to debuff them, or at least I was forced. I made a mistake at one point, which I can point out, but you're gonna be forced to put more than one debuff on them, and you're just gonna kind of have to deal with it. So we're gonna try to avoid that as much as possible, and I'm gonna go ahead and play the video for you guys. So I just have a pretty standard opener with Bernard speed up, and I managed to get really nice stuns on those Junos. Then I'm gonna freeze this Annabelle on the left because she didn't get stunned, and then debuff the one on the right and try to just focus the one on the left down. You saw there, I threw out Beretta's first on that Juno on the left because Beretta's on Despair, just to try to get more stuns and stuff, so I'm just basically going to be only stunning the Junos and attack bar resetting them until I get to focusing them. So I'm just going to keep bursting down this other Annabelle over here, and there we go again, using my Vero stun to try to get stuns. I didn't get great stuns, but it's not the worst, right? I get a nice attack bar reset, and this level did take me about 15 to 20 tries or so. It took me a lot of tries because this first and second wave are pretty scary. I ended up wiping a lot. Sometimes you just get bad RNG, you miss your stuns, and you get defense broken by the Annabelles and stuff like that. Sometimes it can just be bad, so I had to try this a lot of times, right? It's not really a walk in the park for me yet. And also on the second wave, I wiped a lot too. That wave's pretty nasty too if you don't land your stuns and your debuffs and stuff like that. So I managed to kill the one on the right. I think it's opposite for you guys. I'm pointing to the right, but it's the left. So I killed the one on the right before she got her turn to remove those debuffs, so that was pretty nice. And I think here's where I make my mistake. So yeah, I ended up freezing the Juno, and I shouldn't have because her attack bar was filling up and I was going to be forced to maybe land a debuff on her, which I did right there with Vero. So Sig's first skill does have a chance to stun, but it's much lower than his second because my Sig's crit rate is like 80% or so. So basically he has an 80% chance to freeze, but his first has like, I don't even know how accuracy really works, but his first has a 48% chance. Wait, no. It's only 18 because I don't have any skill ups in him. So it's like 18% and then his accuracy is low, so I don't know how that factors in. But yeah, I don't have any skill ups in Sig, so it's going to be pretty low, so I should have just used that first. But it ended up being okay, and you see there she got debuffed more than once, so she did her heal thing. So this stage is almost over. That's pretty much the strategy everyone recommended that I saw on Reddit when I was doing my research and stuff. So for this one, a lot of people say to do different things. Some people say go for Veros first, but I found more success when I went for the Arias first, the light succubuses, because if you look at their skills, they have like a sleep, an attack speed slow, a stun, an HP, unrecoverable debuff. They have like a lot of nasty stuff, and glancing. Yeah, you see how like my team just got totally debuffed. I found that it was better just to try to burst them down, and I think the best thing for my team was to go for like a hybrid strategy, and I actually attack bar reset that Vero right there because I kind of wanted to experiment. I didn't get to the boss stage that many times out of all of my attempts, so I don't have much experience actually fighting the boss, but actually this time was like the first time that I actually read the boss's skills for myself. I was looking at various sources and they were telling me different things. They were saying, you know, kill the green clone first. Well, we'll get into that in a second, how the boss actually works, but people were telling me to do stuff, and after I actually read her skills for myself, I formed my own opinion and ended up doing something different from what most people suggested, and I can tell you guys why I think that's best. So if you guys think something's going to work better for you that doesn't work for me, do it for yourself. Like, if you, like, you know, if you're trying something, if you try my strategy and it doesn't work, but you've been trying another strategy and that one works, definitely use the one that works for you, you know? Your team might be a little bit different or something like that, so try stuff out and make sure to understand how each of these waves works, like what the skills of the enemies are, and formulate kind of like a plan to beat it. So I'm about to finish up this wave right here, and then I'm gonna basically explain how the boss works, and then I'll read off her skills and stuff to you guys. And I do have kind of like an indicator thing for anyone who's colorblind, in case you can't see the colors or tell the difference, then I can go over that for you. Okay, so basically the way this boss works is she has two phases, kind of. So her first phase is where she's just by herself, and her second phase is where she has two clones of her out. So basically what she does is she will split herself and she will produce two clones, and then she'll just be there. And then the two clones will be two colors, and then she will keep one color for herself. So the three colors are red, blue, and green. So I think it's just random which colors she puts out. So she's going to put two out, and then there's a 5-turn window for you to either do damage to the clones and kill them, or to do damage to the boss. And then after 5 turns, she's going to try to merge with the clones. So if either of the clones are still up, she'll merge with them, and then she's going to get bonus stats. But if they're dead and she tries to merge and there's none there, then she will stun herself for a turn. And every time she splits or merges, she's going to remove debuffs. So when she splits, the debuffs go away, and when she merges, the debuffs go away. So basically, when she merges and there's none, she's going to get stunned and her debuffs are gone, besides the stun. So that's basically how she works. And then the 3 colors have different skills, so I'm going to go over those once we get into it. I just skipped over the first skill, so I will show it to you guys. Okay, one sec. So the first skill is just, it's kind of like a red beam, and it just does damage. Single target, mind break. The second skill is a big AoE thing. It's kind of like red lightning, and it decreases the defense for 3 turns, and the damage increases according to merges. So along with the stats she gets from merging, like the base stats, she will also do more damage with that skill. So here's her split. Like I said, she's going to remove harmful effects at 2 times, which is when she splits, and then all harmful effects are gone, and when she tries to merge back. So here it says after 5 turns, she's going to merge. And then here are the 3 colors. So a way you can remember it is Greed is green, they both start with G. Vendetta is red. I mean, you might be able to think of like blood and stuff if you're thinking of vendettas. So Vendetta is red, and Protection is blue. I don't know, blue is kind of a protecting color. I don't know. Okay, so for the green one, the Greed, if the clone comes out, she doesn't recover. Well, okay, yeah. So the clone comes out and she has an AoE skill, kind of like the big paranoia skill that I just talked about that the boss does. So the boss has like a big AoE thing. So the green clone has an AoE skill, and however much damage she does, she recovers that. And if she also has a counter attack, but she doesn't actually attack back. So the green one has 2 things, right? She has the AoE skill that's going to recover, and then she also has the counter attack. And basically, when you attack her and she's not stunned, she will counter attack you, but it's not going to attack. She just absorbs your attack bar. So if she is stunned, that won't trigger. So you'll see in this video, I do end up getting the green one. The green one's pretty dangerous in my opinion. She does a lot of damage. So this green one can be debuffed and stuff like that. She can be frozen and stunned, which is really important when you're fighting her. The green one's probably the most dangerous in my opinion. And then let's move on to the red one. So the red one is Vendetta, and it instantly counterattacks with Mind Break on every incoming attack. It's pretty basic. I will be attack breaking her if she's not stunned. I will be trying to stun her and freeze her and stuff, and she just does a attack, and it doesn't actually do that much damage. I told you guys my runes aren't great, and you'll see she doesn't do a lot of damage. And then the blue one, the Protection clone or incarnation, increases the defense by a substantial amount, and that just means for the blue one itself, and reduces the incoming damage that allies take by 15%. So it's basically a Darien passive. When I read this, in my head, I was just like, a lot of people were telling me, go for green, but then I read this and I'm like, why would I not go for the blue first, right? Like, that 15% damage reduction is kind of a big deal. So my strategy was to always kill blue first and try to stun them whenever I can. Both clones, try to keep them stunned. The red one doesn't really matter because she only counterattacks, and her attack's pretty weak anyways. So the red one doesn't necessarily need to be stunned or frozen, but always try to keep them stunned. Go for the blue one no matter what first, and then go for the other color. So then let's say, for instance, you don't get blue, and Lyrith herself keeps the blue inside of her. If she does that, I would say So you get red and green. I would say if I got that, which I didn't in my video, I would probably switch targets based on who is stunned. So if the green one is not stunned, I would go for the red, and I would keep the red attack broken because she's not going to do much damage with her counterattack. You'll be able to heal through it. And I wouldn't attack the green one if she's not stunned because you'll see she just steals so much attack bar, and she does a lot of damage if she's not attack debuffed. So I would just try to switch off, but I would want to focus the green one down. I would want that one gone because that one's pretty dangerous and the red one's only going to counterattack, right? So that's what I would do if those two colors were out. And in a second, I'll show you guys the indicators for telling the different colors in case you can't tell the difference if you're colorblind. So I have a couple, I think she has 2 more skills that I need to go over. Right here, I'm just reading it for myself because I hadn't actually read it. I did look, there's a thread on Reddit that tells you it's like a guide to doing the boss, and I don't think it actually includes that 15% damage reduction part. So that part's pretty important. Oh, another thing is I'm just going to basic attack her until she splits. I'm not going to use anything because if you do debuff her, I told you she's going to remove debuffs when she splits and when she merges. So any debuffs I put on her now aren't going to really help because she's just going to split, you know? I want to save everything for these 2 clones because my strategy is going to be kill the clones because I don't have enough damage. My runes aren't great just to straight up burst the boss. If the boss does keep blue for herself, she is fairly tanky and it's kind of a pain. I tried to battle her with that when she kept blue like a couple times ago and I failed. I'm not sure if I'd be able to succeed. I might be able to do better though because now I actually fully understand how the boss works. So she split out blue on the left and green on the right for me, and the way you can tell is the blue one has an eye under it. It kind of looks like an eyeball right under her feet, so you're going to be looking on the ground under their feet. They have like a circle under their feet. So the blue one has a eye under it, and then the green one has 3 leaves. They kind of look like leaves, and they're pointing inward. And then the red one, she has that under herself. She has 3 flames that are kind of pointing out of the circle. So if you see 3 flame thingies that look like fire pointing out of the circle, that's red. And then I don't have that one. She has it. The boss has it. So I told you guys before, she's going to split 2 out, then keep one for herself. So the red one is the counter-attacking one. So whenever I do attack the boss, she will counterattack. So I told you guys my strategy is going to be stun the clones at all times and go for the blue one first no matter what because she has that 15% damage reduction. So we'll just get into it here. And I'm going to save my freeze, my second skill on my Sig, to freeze one of the clones when it gets unstunned. So that was pretty important. I'm just going to dot him up, and I'm going to attack bar reset the boss here because I was just kind of nervous. I hadn't fought her that many times, and I didn't want her to get those turns because you can see in the top right corner it says 5, which means she will merge in 5 turns. So I wanted to make sure she didn't merge. So again, I'm using my stuns, and you can see how the green one on the right works. She's stealing my attack bar, and her attack bar just goes up like crazy, you know? She gets so much attack bar, and I don't know if she'll actually do her skill here. She will eventually, but it does a lot of damage. I think I might attack break her before she's able to get it off. Actually, no, here, let me see. Okay, not yet. So I'm going to get that attack break on her, and that's going to help a lot with the damage that she does. So you'll see here in a second, she's going to do her AoE and heal up. So there we go, she healed up a little bit based on the damage she dealt. And one more thing I forgot to tell you guys, that it didn't say it on here, but the blue one's damage scales off her defense, so you do want to defense break the blue one if she's about to attack you. Or kind of like preemptively because she'll do damage based on her defense. So one thing to notice right there, did you see how much damage my Sig's 3rd skill did to the boss? It did like a big chunk. So my main goal is to definitely use that on the boss when it's up and not try to really save it for anything, because Sig's 3rd skill does have an attack debuff, but I'm just going to use it just for kind of the boss really, if I can. So right here, since the boss did hold the red one in, she's counterattacking and she can't be stunned. The boss can't, but the clones can. So I'm not going to attack bar reset the boss. It's up, you can see, but I'm not going to do that because I want her to get out of this phase. I want her to try to merge and she's going to stun herself. So you guys will see here, I told you she's going to try to merge, but there's nothing. So when she does merge, she removes all harmful effects and she will stun herself because there's no clones to merge with. So she removed the harmful effects. So if you have any slows or anything like that, now is the time to apply it. Always apply it right after she splits or right after she tries to merge. That's always when you want to try to apply harmful effects. And I did try to attack bar reset her there to get more damage on her, but my Vendetta failed with 97% accuracy. So stuff like that does happen and it's okay. Sometimes you just need to get that RNG and those lucky stuns and stuff like that. So right there, I just tried to see if Beretta's 3rd would do more damage than his 1st, and I don't think it does. I probably should have saved it for her split. Right there was her big paranoia skill. It just does damage and defense breaks, but my Veramos removed it pretty quickly. So there again, she's defense broken, and I use my Ice Volcano on her, and it chunks her out. So I'm going to have to go through another round of splits, and I'm just going to do the same strategy, go for the blue first, always. You guys can see again the blue's on the left because she has the eye under her feet, and then the green's on the right because she has the 3 leaves under her feet. So I get a good stun on the green, and I will get some pretty good stuns in a second. You guys will see. I just like deny the green one turn after turn. Right there, another stun. So I'm just gonna keep on with my strategy, and I think I defense break I tried to get an attack break on the boss, or attack debuff, but that didn't work, and I actually kind of panicked here because I thought I lost, but I actually didn't. So I thought I made a mistake here, but I guess I didn't. So I'm just going to keep on with the strategy and see if I can do it, and I was like, wow, I actually did it. I didn't think I could. I thought I lost without Vero. So I'm going to get that attack debuff on the boss in case I have to use another AoE, and then keep my freezes and my stuns up. I think I do get a really nice stun here in a second. Yeah, right there. Like, if I didn't get that, it may have been a little bit of trouble. I'm not really sure. I think I could have had it, even if I didn't land that stun. You guys can see in the top right corner, she has 1 turn to merge, so I'm going to attack bar reset her just to give myself a little bit more time, because I need to kill this green one before she merges. So if the red one comes out, it's pretty basic. It's just what the boss is doing, right? The red one just counterattacks. So we are almost done here. I'm just gonna clean this up. Her thing to merge is up, but the green one's gonna kill herself to dots. So she's gonna try to merge here in a second and remove debuffs. So yep, there goes the debuffs, and she tries to merge, but she can't. So I realized that Mobilize was up, so I saved my attack bar reset on Beretta, and I'm gonna wait to do that right now. So I get a nice reset, and she's still stunned, and I think this is where I finish it. So there we go. And another warning, I'm gonna like screenshot my screen, and it's gonna like flash kind of bright in a second. So I just wanted to screenshot this. I should have screenshotted right before I killed her though. That would have looked cooler. So there's that, and then I get my legendary scroll, and I will summon it for you guys in a second. We just have to wait here because I summoned it right when I finished it, because I just wanted to make one take, and I didn't want to like go back and record my reaction and stuff. So we had that lucky 69 unknown scrolls, so let's see if it gets us anything good. So I got the Wind Anubis, and I don't think it's any good. I've never heard of anyone use it before, so I was kind of skeptical. And in a second here, I'm gonna show its skills because I was curious as to what it does. So I'm gonna go over the skills, and they didn't sound that great to me, so I have him in storage right now, and I don't know, if I find out that he's good, then I'll maybe use him. I don't know. So he's just in storage now. Here's his skills. So that's gonna be about it for the video. I just have to look over 2 more skills of his, that one and then the leader skill, the awakening skill. And that's it for the video. So for anyone who was just here for like the strategy part, that's over for the level. Like, I'm done explaining that. So for anyone who's like a subscriber, I have some updates and stuff for you guys. I got a new microphone, and I'm recording on it right now. It is the Blue Yeti microphone, and it's out of frame. I got the Blue Yeti microphone and also a pop filter by Dragonpad. That's the brand. So that's over here. I hope the sound quality is better for you guys. And then today is free rune removal day, so I'm gonna make a video on that showing you guys. I do have kind of like a strategy going into it, so I'm gonna show you guys all of the runes I remove and how I go about it. I'll do like a commentary like I'm doing now. So I have that video to do, and the Valentine's Day event is also out, so I may, that event's going to kind of go hand in hand with the free rune removal day, because the event includes chocolate power-ups for rune power-ups, and they also have like mana. There's like time slots where you get double mana and double EXP, so I may do a video showing you guys like what I did to do that event, like a guide video. Like, I should have came out with this guide before the event started, but maybe I'll do that next time. Like, this is like the first time I was actually able to really utilize those power-up chocolates, because the last time they were out was Halloween, and I didn't even have a plus 15 rune by then, or any rune that was maybe even worthy of it. So right now I have like a lot more 6-star runes, and I will be using those chocolates effectively. So I'll probably come out with that video, and then that'll just kind of be a video showing you guys like what I did this time, in case whenever the next event happens that we have power-up chocolates or power-up candies or whatever. They were candies for Halloween. So I'll have that video, and then eventually probably a DB10 video. I'm not sure if I'll be able to do it after this free rune removal day. I still have to power up runes and stuff, so I'll probably make one of those videos. I'm not really sure. It might just be like, I might just include that in Path to Decency, just like, hey guys, I can do DB10. I mean, I can't do it now. I'm still in DB9, but that'll probably just be in Path to Decency because I don't think it needs its own video. So that's all for plans for future content. So that's it for this video. As I always say, I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one.